So from here, this after going to click on the add closing remark, I want to send some data to the URL. So what kind of data I want to send? So I want to send the task ID and the action from here. So let me define URL. See, right now we have not created URL. So don't be like panic like we don't have URL, then how we are defining? We are doing in reverse manner. So you will get clear idea. So first of all, take curly bracket. Then inside curly bracket, take double percentage. Then as usual, URL. Then we have to define the name of the URL. So as I told you, right now we don't have any URL. Let's assume you have one URL name. For example, comment. This is your URL name. Then after that, space. Then you have to define the what things you want to transfer. Like what. So as I told you, I want to send the ID when I'm going to click on add closing remark. So which ID you want to send? Okay, that is so pk equals to what I want. So I want to send this particular ID. Simply copy this one, and paste here. Then space. Then as I told you, I want to send some action also. So don't be confused. What is the action? Action is the additional parameter which is we are trying to send from the URL. So you will get clear idea once we complete the view. So time being, only focus on like we have one attribute action. Okay, action equals to whatever value you want to define, you can define in the string format. So for example, I want to define closing comment. That's it. Control S. So this is the URL we have mentioned here. In that URL, this is the URL name, which is we are going to create in the urls.py file. Then this is, I have taken one additional attribute pk, and pk equals to whatever ID I want to send. So that things, then action, closing comment. That's it. Control S. So the next things, I want to create the URL. So come here, then simply copy this one. This is similar to my requirement. So copy this one. Then come here, paste here. Let me define the indentation. Then let me change the name. So for example, I want this one as a comment. And simply copy this one. And I want to give the name for this URL comment. Why I'm giving comment here? If you see here in the my cart, we have given name comment. So we have to give the same name, whatever we have given here, we have to give the same name here also. Okay. Here you can give any pattern, not a problem. Then int equals to pk I have written. That's it. Okay. But if you see here in the my cart, I have taken one additional field, action equals to closing comment. Okay. So for that also we need to define here. Okay. So let's define. Then str equals to action. Why I have taken str? If you see here in the my card, the value for the action I have written inside the single code. Because of that only in the urls.py file I have taken str action. That's it. And here we have to give the view name. So right now we have not created the view, but let's imagine we are going to create one view and the view name will be int underscore view. For example, I'm giving this one. Control S. So what we have did in the mycard.html, we have did first these things, and after that we have did this thing. We are doing in the reverse manner. See, you can first create the URL also, and based on this URL, you can add the details in the mycart page here also. So vice versa you can do, not a problem. Then what I want, come here, then go to the last in the views.py file. 1 second. Yeah. So as I told you, I want to create one view. So let me add one comment. Then this is my view name, comment view. then come down, then take def, then give the name of the comment. 1 second. Then default parameter request. Then if you see, we have one PK. Then if you again see here only, well, let me show you. This, we have a PK and we have a action. So simply copy this one. Then come to the views.py file and paste here. Then semicolon, sorry, colon. Then come down. Okay. So what I want, I have the URL and I have linked that URL with this particular mycart.html. And if you see here, this is the button where we have add that one. If I'm going to click here, so right now we will get error because we have not any view at that time. So no need to click here, then come here in the views.py file. So here we have to define the views. See, it is little bit tricky, so please pay attention. And because of that only I'm doing in the reverse order. Like previously what we are doing, first we are creating the view, then we are creating the URL, then we are linking that URL. But in that case, what I have did, first I have linked that URL with the particular button. Then I have created that particular URL. Then I'm going to create the view. So please pay attention. So if you see here in the mycart.html page, we have written the URL primary pk cart.text.id. So basically this cart.text.id, what is this meaning of this cart, this task, then ID? So we have a cart ID in my cart. If you see here, we have a task ID which is inside the my cart. So we have this ID, and with the help of this cart ID, I have created one relation with the task and I am trying to find the ID. So I have the ID of the task which is present in the my cart model. And if you see here, we have a relation between the my cart and the task. See here, see, we have a relation, foreign key relation. So I have the ID which is present in the my cart model, and with the help of this relation, with the help of that ID which is present in the my cart model, I can find the ID of the task which is linked with this particular my cart option in the task model. So the same thing we have did here also. I have the ID of the task which is present in the my cart, and with the help of that ID, I am trying to find the ID of the task which is present in the task model. So right now I have ID of the task which is present in the task model. If you're not getting, let me show you the admin page so you will get clear idea. 1 second. Let me log in to the admin. 1 second, we have some error. Oh, we have not completely implemented this one. So because of that only we are getting that particular error. Not a problem. Where is the views.py file? Simply type pass. See, if you have something which is not completed, so if you're at that time you are going to run, you will get error. So simply type pass. Okay, then come here, then let me refresh. Yeah, so let me admin. Then let me log in. See, this is the my cart model, and I have a, for example, task detail object 66 for we have ID 97, and if you go to the task detail, we have a ID 66. So both having the different ID because both having the different table. But what we can do, we know the my cart table having ID 97, but with the help of this ID we can find this ID, and with the help of that we can connect with this table. See, okay. So the same thing we have did here also in the my cart. We have an ID of the task which is present in the my cart, and we have a foreign key relation with the task detail. So with the help of that we can find the ID of the same task in the task detail. and we are passing here. So if you come here in the views.py file, so what we can do, task equals to get underscore object underscore, or then here what I want. So here I need to specify the model name, like this pk. I'm getting this pk is nothing but the id only. So this id in which model or in which table you want to search. So I want to search in the task model. For example, I forgot the model name. So what you can do, come here, then simply save task detail. Okay, then copy this one, then go to the views.py file, then come here, paste here, comma, then id equals to this pk. Copy this one, paste this one, and this pk is coming from where? It is coming from the URL, and from where I'm getting this pk in the URL. So this is coming from the here in my card. Okay, so don't forget this relation. Then come here in the views.py file. So we have the id, or we can say we have the object of that particular task, which is going to be come from here. Okay, and if you come here in the views.py file, so I have a task object of the id, which is going to be passed from the my card to the URL, and from URL it is going to pass to the views.py file, or in particular comment, which is comment underscore view. Okay, so the next what I want for this particular task, see from here I'm getting the task object, or like you can see in simple word, you can say I'm getting the task for which I want to add the closing comment, but I have a separate model to store the comments. If you see here in the models.py file, I have a created separate model, this one, and the model name is the user comment. So what I want, I have the task for which I want to add the comments, but that comments I want to store in the separate table. So what we can do, we have to either create, or in simple way we can say we have to create the relation, like for this particular task I have a task detail model, but for the same task to store the user comment like closing comment or attached file, I have created different table. So we have to make some connectivity, some link, because otherwise what happened, we have a like task detail in task data in the task detail model, and the user comment data in the user or like closing comment and files and reopening comments in the different file. So it will get mismatch. But we have to do tightly couple, like for this particular task, I want to show the particular comment. So what I can do, come here, take one variable. For example, I'm taking user underscore comment. You can take any variable, not a problem. User underscore comment created. And this should be small, equals to. See, I have taken one variable user comment. Here you can take any variable name, whatever you want. But here you have to take as it is. Here we are going to perform two operations. First, if the data is there, then get the data. If that particular data is not there, then create the data. Okay. So because of that only we have written created equals to. So from where you want to get the data. So this is the user comment. So we have a model user comment. Simply copy this name, then come to the views.py file, paste here dot objects dot get underscore or underscore create. Okay. Then inside the round bracket. So then again question, we have a task object, then we have taken one variable, and what we are trying to say, from user comment model dot object Then get, if the data is there, then get that data. If data is not there, create that data. So what data you want? So in this, see, this is coming from the task detail model, and this is coming from the user comment model. And if you come here in the models.py file, we have a relation between user comment and the task detail, and with the help of this task keyword. Okay. So what you can do, simply come here, simply copy this one, then come here, then paste here, equals to, then whatever variable name you have taken here. For example, here you have taken something, for example, X. So you have to type here X. But in my case, I have taken the same thing. So simply type this one only. Keep in mind, this task is coming from the here, this one. Okay. And this task is coming from here. So if we have taken something else here, so it's the same thing you have to write here also. So basically what we are doing, if we have taken one variable user comment, so in the user comment dot object, if the data is already there, then get that particular data. But if it is not there, then create it. So because of that only we have written this one. So this is the way to fetch or create the data. Okay, then come here. So with the help of this, we are going to get the task object, which is, or task which is present in the task detail. And with the help of this one, if we have the data in the user comment, so we will get from there. If it is not, then it will create one new record. Okay, then come here. And I have a task detail here. It means with the help of this variable, I can access all the fields which is present in the task model. See, this entire field I can access with the help of this one small variable, or you can say object. So what I want, so for example, I want to fetch the status of the task. So for example, I'm taking one variable, task underscore status. I have taken one variable, and with the help of this this task, what I want, so simply copy this one, then task. Then for this particular task, what I want to see, so I want to fetch the task status for this particular task object. Okay. So what is the field we are using for the task status? For example, I forgot. So what you can do, simply go to the models.py file, and here you can see task status. This is the fields we are using. So simply copy this one and come here and paste here. So for the particular task, I'm going to capture the task status. Okay. And that task status is going to be stored in this particular variable. If you want, you can change the variable name, but let it be as it is, not a problem. Control S. Then come down up to done. We have did. Okay. After that, we have to follow the as usual, the traditional way. If you see here any form, let me show you. We have already one form. 1 second. Task creation, we have one form. We can use that form. See, we can write from scratch also, but it is good practice to use the existing code to maintain the coding standard and reduce the effort and time. This one only. Simply copy this one. Okay, and I'm going to modify this one as per my requirement. Come here, then paste here. Don't be worry about like why I have did these things. You will get complete clearance once we have completed this view. Okay. So if the task dot method equals to post, and I want to add one more condition, and task status is closed equals to. So if the task status is closed, here I'm checking, like here I'm storing the task status, and here I'm checking if the task status equals to closed. So we have to write the same thing, whatever we have written here as usual. No need to do any changes. Simply copy this one, then come here, then paste here. Let me remove this extra quotes. So if the request dot method equals to post and the task underscore status equals to closed, if this both condition is going to be satisfied, at that time form equals to task detail form. So here I want to show my form which is I have created for the closing comment or opening comment. So if you go to the forms.py file, this is the form name. Simply copy this one, then go to the views.py file and in place of this one, paste this one. And make sure you have imported this form before going to use this form. So simply come here and where is the form section? 1 second. Yeah, here only. So let me import this. Okay, Control S. Otherwise you will get error. Come down. Okay, so here, and if the form is the valid, so what I want to do here, we are working with this text file. So in the after the request dot post, we have to add request dot files. Okay, because we are working with the files, then comma, then instance equals to which instance. See, there might be chance like you have entered the closing comment, then you have closed the task, correct? Then that particular task move to the user or person who have created that task. So he can reopen the task and he can enter the reopening comments and he can again send you to, it means you have some already data in that particular field. At that time, I want to show the instance of that user comment. Simply copy this one and paste here. Okay. Then if the form is valid, then here I have taken one variable task, then form dot save commit equals to false. I have taken right like this. Then let me remove these things. Let me remove these things. I don't want this one. And I want to save the task. Okay. And after that, I don't want to show this message. So what I can do, let me remove this message. Yeah, but here is the twist. As I told you, after saving the task, I want to perform, like in the user comment form or page, I want to perform two actions. First, after clicking on submit, I want to save the data as well as I want to close that particular task. Okay, so to close that particular task, what I want to call the functionality of the close task. If you see here, we have already created function for that particular functionality, which is close task. So let me show you 1 second. Yeah. So how we can call one function to another function? Very simple. Simply copy up to this only. No need to copy this step. No need to copy this colon. Okay. So come here. Come here. 1 second. Yeah. So after save, I want to run that particular function. That's it. Done. This is the way how you can call one function to another function. Control S. But this is the case, like if you see here what I have did, when the is the post and the task status is the closed, it means when the task is already closed, at that time I want to perform this thing. So here in place of closed task, I want to call the reopen task. See, I know this is a little bit confusing, but in the comment view only, I want to write the two functionality. First, I want to write the closing comment function, like functionality for the closing comment, and in the same function I want to write the functionality for the reopening the task. Okay, so in first scenario, when the task status is already closed, it means task is already closed. So what we can do, we can reopen the task. So that reopening functionality I am returning here. So in place of closed task, I have to write the reopen task. So where is that particular function to reopen the task? Come here. 1 second. Yeah, this is the, simply copy this one. Then come here. I know this is confusing, but try to understand what I'm trying to say. In the same, this is one function. In the same function, I want to write two functionalities. One, I want to write the the task is already closed. At that time, I want to add the functionality for the reopening task. And in the else condition, I'm going to write the condition for the closed task, closing comment. Okay. So this is I have written for the reopening the task when the task is already closed. Okay. I hope you are getting. To that, return redirect. So here we can define the page where you want to redirect. Oh, I want to redirect to the task info page. So if you see the URL, come here, task info page. Are you able to see anywhere? One second, let me check. Task info. Simply copy this URL name. And if you see this URL have a PK, okay. So what you can do, simply go to the views.py file, then paste here, comma, PK equals to PK. As it is, you have to write. No need to do any changes. Control S. This PK is nothing but this PK, and this PK is nothing but coming from the URL. Okay. Then, so this is the condition when the method is the post and the task is already closed. At that time, I want to do this thing. But, and this is nothing but the, if you want, you can write the comment. This is related to the, let me write, reopening comment. What terminology we have given? One second, let me check. Yeah, reopen comment. So you can give comment so you will get more clarity. Okay, this is related to the reopen. Then, no need to write here. Open Control X. Right here. Then in else part here, come here, then here write, and in place of reopen, closing comment, Control S, and in here, in place of else, I want elect. Okay, and here I want to add condition like if request.method equals to post only. I want to check this condition only. Then paste here. Okay. Then simply copy this entire things and we will modify this one as per our requirement. Simply copy this one. Then remove this entire thing. Paste here. Then as usual, then what we can do here, I don't want to call reopen. Here I want to call the closed task functionality because the task status is not a closed. So where is the task close functionality? One second. This one. Simply copy this one. Then come here. Yeah. And paste here. Control S. One second. Copy this one. It is creating confusion. One second. Control S. Paste here. Okay. Then let me check everything is okay or not. Remove this one also from here. Then paste here. Then maintain the indentation. One second. Yeah. Then for this LF also maintain this one. Yeah. And then this form here. This one here. Or let me select entire thing. Then Shift Tab. Okay. This is the shortcut key. So if the request.method equals to post, we are not checking for another condition because here we have checked this one. So if it is in the post, then I want to show this one. Okay. Now the else part. Else means, see, either if the task is the closed, user come to your page to reopen that particular task, correct? And if the task is not closed, then user come to that particular user form or user comment form to close that particular task by adding the closing comment. There is one more scenario. User can come with empty request because when the method is not going to be post, at that time what you want to do, correct? So that is a very good things we are going to learn here. So come here. So simply copy this entire line. Come here, then paste here. This time user came with the empty request on get request. So no need to check these things. Simply remove this one. Then it is empty, so no need to check the files also. Okay. So the only instance equals to user. Come down. So here what I want, when the user is going to that particular page, so if you see here in the forms.py file, we are using the same form to show the reopening comment and closing comment option, but this should be not show at the same time both the option, because it is not a meaningful now. Because see, when the user want to close the task and is going to click on the close task button, let me show you. One second, let me show you. For example, Sham. Let me log in with this user. Go to the my card. Okay, could not parse in my cart line number 32. In my cart line number 32. So here I have did mistake. So let me remove this space, Control S, then come here. Yeah. So when the user is going to click on the add closing comment, at that time I want to show only the closing comment, that particular field, closing comment field only. Okay, I don't want to show the reopen comment field also. So for that we can add the condition in the views.py file in the else part, because when the user is going with the empty data or in the get request, so if action, and this action is nothing but the whatever we have taken here. See, simply copy this one. Whatever things you have taken here, the same thing you have to take here also. Okay. Then if action equals to what? So what you have defined in the my card. So if you come here, I have defined closing comment. Simply copy this one. Copy this one, then go to the views.py file, then paste here. So if the action equals to closing comment, it means you want to close the comment. So it is our responsibility to show the user closing comment option only. We have to hide the reopening comment, correct? So what we can do, we copy this variable, then come here, forms.fields, F-I-E-L-D-S fields. Then here we have to specify the field name. Which field you want to hide? So I want to hide the reopening field. So what is the exact name for that particular field? So we have a reopen comment. This is the exact name what we have given. So simply copy this one, then come here, then paste here. Okay. Dot, have to add the widget. What kind of widget you want? Widgets equals to forms dot hide, forms dot hidden input, Control S. Then we have to define the else. So else what I want, simply copy this one. Simply copy this entire thing, copy, then come here, then paste, and see, if the action is equal to closing comment, it means user want to add the closing comment. So hide the reopening comment, no need to show the reopening comment. Else means when the action equals to reopening, then hide the closing comment. So what is the fields we have for the closing comments? Come here, we have closing comment. Come here, then paste here, Control V. So here what I want, come here, then return, then render, then here in which page. So as I told you, we required one page to render this form. So first of all, let me take the default parameter, which is request. comma, then we have to specify the page name where you want to render. So right now I have not created any page. So, but let's assume we have one page which is comment dot html. This is one page. Let's assume we have this page, and what I want to send there. So I want to send the form. So simply copy this form and comma, then take curly bracket, then take single quote, paste this one, then this, then again paste. Control S. Okay. Now we have to create one form. No, we have to create one HTML page where we can render this one. And here what we can say, see here, if action is a closing comment, we have written, and if else, so we have written this one. If you want, you can add the LF also, not a problem, but it is good if you have two conditions like, so either this or either this. Okay. Now the next we have to create one HTML page where we can render this form. So Control S, then simply copy this name because we have to create the HTML page with the same name. Simply copy this one, then go to the templates page, template directory, then right click, then new file, paste here this one. Okay. Then we have to inherit this one. So what we can do, go to the any page, simply Control C, then copy this one, then go to the comments page, then paste here. Let me remove unwanted things. Let me remove these things. I don't require this one, so let me remove. I don't require these things also. Okay. Then button type submit. Then here, for example, give save comment. Whatever you want, you can give, not a problem. Control S, use.py file. I want to send the action also. Okay, then what you can do, comma, simply copy this one action, then in single quote action, then colon, then action. Okay, so this action and form both I want to send to the comment.html page. And what I can do, I can take one tag here. I can write here that action. Okay. And here I can type like, for example, task action, and let me do one thing. Control X, then H2 tag, then come here, then paste. Okay. That's it. So it is going to be print the action, whatever we have. And I have take one label task. Control S. And if you see here in the my cart, we have written the action for the closing comment, but we have not written anywhere the action for the reopening comment. So if you see here, that reopening option is showing in the task info page only. Okay. And this add closing comment showing in the my cart. So go to the VS Code, then go to the task info page. Simply copy this entire thing. Copy these things. Then go to the task info page. Task info page here. And come here. What we can see, 1 second. Are you seeing anywhere reopening task? Yeah, here only. So, yeah. So here we have to paste that line. Come down, paste that line. And here, let me copy this entire thing. Control X. Then paste here. Control S. Okay. Then let me remove these things. Control S. Then come here. First of all, go to the command prompt, then Control C. Let me run the server. So we are getting error in the views.py file line number 420. Okay. So go to the views.py file line number 420. We are getting indentation error. This should be outside. Okay. Control S and go to the command prompt and check whether it's resolved or not. Let me run again. Now I'm getting error in the line number 420 only and invalid syntax request for comment. Sorry. 1 second. Line number, this one. This should be comma. Control S. Okay, now the issue resolved. Let me go to the here and let me refresh this one. Okay, now let me click on add closing comment. So user comment is not defined. Line in the views.py file line number 397. In the views.py file line number 397. 397 user comment. See, user comment we are using, this is the model name. So I forgot to import this one. Where is the model? Here. Comma. Paste that one. Okay. Come here. Let me refresh. Then what? Not null constraint field. So user comment underscore ID. Okay, 1 second. Come here. Simply copy these things and paste here. Same for this one also. Control C. Then come here. Then Control C. Then make migration. Then migrate. Then run server. Then come here. Let me refresh. Forms is not defined in the line in the views.py file line number 417. So in the forms.py file line number, once in the views.py file line number 417, come down 417. Forms is not defined. Okay, so we have to import this one also. So sorry for that. What we can do, 1 second. Go to the top and here we have to import the form. So from Django import forms, this one. Control S. Then come here. Let me refresh. Then let me run the server. Then come here, let me refresh. Yeah, finally the field is coming here. Okay, and here it's showing task closing comment. So what we can do, this is coming. Let me show you from where it's coming. In the comment.html file we have written here. Okay, Control S. Then let me refresh. Yeah, now I want this one in the capital. So what you can do, simply take here one pipe, then cap FIRST first. Let me refresh. Okay,